Good morning. My name's Julie from So Unique, and I will pop all the links down below where you can find me on social media. Well, hello and a big welcome to everyone to episode 62. Well, this week, as you'll have just seen, what have you seen? Probably me making some burgers to go in the freezer and pastas. I think that's what it was you saw me do. And that is the first time I've made pasties for years. It really has been years. And it used to be cheese and onion pasties because that used to be a big favourite of ours. But I must admit, I tend to steer clear of pastries. But I do like warm pastry and things like that, which, it's a bit naughty, isn't it? But I'd seen some recipes online and I thought, I really fancy making some to pop in the freezer. So recently I've seen Jake and myself had one for tea at the weekend while Kevin and Adele weren't here. So Kevin's not had one yet, and I told him he can't have one. They're in the freezer to stay. And Jake had the full one with some chips and I had half of one with just a few chips. And oh my goodness, they were so nice, so nice. So I am definitely going to be making some more of them, and I'm going to do some other flavours. Cheese and onion will probably be the next one, and I might not cook them up, I might just put them in the freezer and then we can just heat them up straight from the freezer, which will be nice. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyhow, I'm enjoying a nice cup of tea this morning, and it's not Yorkshire tea, I've had that already. This is the Bird and Blend gingerbread chai, and it's a very nice tea, this one. You can definitely feel that kick of ginger, and I'm not a big fan of ginger. I do use it in my cooking and things when it calls for ginger, but I just put a smaller amount in. But it is actually nice tea. I do like it. And you can get that kick of cinnamon as well. So, yeah. Oh, that's the ginger. But I do like it. It is nice, and yeah, I'll definitely drink it. And what have we got in here? It's a caffeine-free one, and it's rhubarb, cardamom, ginger, cinnamon, mallow flowers, and flavour. And yeah, it's very tasty. It's getting a little bit warm. It's very warming, I suppose that's the word, isn't it? And you've got that bit of hit of ginger in there, but it is nice. It is nice, and I do like it. So I'm looking forward to next week's, which I think is the apple strudel. So you have to stay tuned for that. Oh no, you will have to tune in for that to see what that one's like. I must remember to try and drink this one up, otherwise it'll go cold. Well, what have I been up to this week apart from baking? I've been at work, I've been packing orders over the week. I've actually been doing a little bit of sewing on my quilt, not my quilt, my tablecloth. And I've only done, I think, three rows I've done. And I think I stitched most of the fourth row together because I've sort of decided to do 10-inch squares, 10 by, I don't know, maybe 5 or 7. I don't know yet, as I've not got a chance to measure it on the table. As Adele and Kevin have been to the NEC this weekend for Adele's convention that she'd got, she took over the table and she's filled it up with all this stuff off her shelving unit, and it's still there, so I've not been able to use the table to measure it, so I've sort of put that on hold for a bit. But I will insert a little clip of how much I've done here. So I'm hoping that we can get the table cleared off over the next day or two, and I can get it on the table, and then I know what size I'm doing, because I don't want to put all the strips together and then find I've got to take 1 or 2 squares off. I'd be a bit annoyed at that. So that's as far as I've got with that. At the minute I'm looking for something to make a circle out of. I've been looking at pan lids and everything. I think I might have found a pan lid that will do for my table mat, so that will, I'll give that a go next week, so you'll see that in next week's vlog. Yes, I do want to make a table centerpiece as well. Now I haven't done that yet, but I have made a wreath. Now last night I decided I wanted to make a wreath, and I got all my pine cones out and everything, and oddball balls and bits and bobs that I could find, and I started putting it together. Now, we're filming me putting it together, and I just was not happy with it at all. It just didn't look right, so I'd only done half of it, so I stopped filming, deleted it and took all the pine cones off, picked the glue off the best I could, and thought, right, well that was a failure, so what can I do now? And luckily I did find, oh, what's it called, like a twig wreath, and it's supposed to be a circular one, but it's more oval for whatever reason, but never mind. So I thought, right, well, we'll start again. So I had no plan what I was doing when I started this. I thought, start filming, got all my bits there, the glue gun was on, so I was good to go. So I'm thinking, well, I'm just sort of thinking on my feet. I didn't know whether to just do a part decoration on the wreath or to do a full decoration. And then I'm thinking if I got enough pine cones, because I picked up some pine cones in the summer when we went down to Tesco's. They've got some trees there with pine cones on, so these were all on the floor, so we collected a few, which is a good job we did, because I'd already got a bag that got, I don't know if it's a bit of paint on them, like to snow effects, already from last year that I'd bought, and some red berries and some white berries and some holly, so I'd already got that. So luckily I made a decision on camera what I was doing, and I've just decorated the bottom part of the wreath. So luckily I've got some ribbon as well, so I decided to put ribbon on because I couldn't make up my mind what to do for the for the top area. So that is going to be the next clip you will see, and I will speed that up a little bit. So I hope you enjoy watching how I put the wreath together. And I hope you enjoyed that little video of how I put my wreath together. Anyhow, this is the finished wreath and I'm really pleased with it. And it's going to go on the end of my kitchen cabinet because we have got polystyrene little berries on. This is going to encourage Salem, I'm afraid, to try and get my wreath. So if it's up on the top cabinet on the side, that is one place you can't actually jump high enough to get up to it, I'm pleased to say. So that is one decoration for the kitchen. So now I've got to come up with another decoration to go on the opposite side. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do at the minute. I'd like to continue using maybe the pine cones, the berries definitely, and the holly. But I'm going to have to see what I've got or what I can buy. So if you've got any suggestions, let me know down below. That would be great. It'd be nice to get some different ideas of what I could make. Oh. Is anybody else doing any decorations for the home at the minute, or are you not bothered, or have you got them? Let me know down below. It'd be nice to hear what you're doing. Right, well, as last week I did say that I would share how I made the ice cream if anybody was interested, and one or two people said yes, please share. So I have filmed it. So the next clip you're going to see is how the ice cream is made and how it turned out. Did I make a mess again, or did it turn out right? You'll have to watch. And I hope you enjoyed watching the ice cream being made. Have you ever made any ice cream before? Would you make it now, having seen that little video? Because you don't actually need a bowl that you have to keep mixing your ice cream and freezing it. Electric mixer is obviously very handy. And yeah, and it tastes absolutely perfect. I can't believe I actually did make a mistake on it this time. I didn't overmix it. I was very, very careful, and it turned out lovely. I don't know. Yeah, I just had a little bit of a taste last night because it had been in the freezer for several hours. So I tasted it. It tasted fine, and I could scoop it out with my scoop, which I was really pleased at. So that is a definite win. And also yesterday for tea, I got out of the freezer some of the ginger cake that I made a few weeks ago and let that defrost. And half an hour before we were ready to have the dessert, I got some of the first lot of ice cream out, which needed to sort of thaw out a little bit before we could eat it, and it was just perfect. So 2 slices of cake, excuse me, split between myself, Kevin and Jake with some ice cream, and it was really, really nice. Oh dear. Excuse me. The ice cream obviously is made with cream, so it was very creamy, but it tasted nice. I don't think I'll use chocolate chips again because they're actually rock hard, and that sort of hurt. I'm missing a tooth here, so it was catching between there, and it's quite hard. The chocolate was. So obviously this time I used crunchy, and that was nice. But I think I need more crunchy in it there next time, so I think I'll probably have to put. That's going to make it expensive though if I do put another pack in, because that'll be another 125. So you'll be looking at what, 220 for the cream, 125 for 4 crunches, and if I do 2 of them, that's 250. That's what, 450. I can't think. How much is that going to come to? 670, isn't it? No, hang on, let me think. No, I've got it. 470 it's going to come to, which I suppose is not too bad for that amount of ice cream using cream, which is, like I said, very, very tasty. So yeah, let me know if you do make some. If you because like I said, there's lots of recipes out there. Because I've had another look to see what's online, and I think the BBC Good Food, there's some on there. So I am definitely going to try some more recipes. Maybe do something nice for Christmas. We'll have to wait and see. And I nearly forgot to say as well, yesterday I noticed I'd got some an opened pot of cream because I had to use some for the pasties, and I didn't need too much. I mean, out of a 20 fluid ounce of cream, I only used about that much out of the tub. So I thought I need to use that up because nobody's going to eat that cream with anything else because I haven't really got anything to go with it. So I decided to make some butter, and I didn't film that because having never done it before, I wasn't really sure what I was doing, but I found sort of how-tos online, so I had a go, and it took a little bit longer than I thought because I'm thinking, gosh, am I doing this right? But luckily a lot of the recipes, there's some of them, there are good recipes out there and you get step-by-step instructions, and I followed it to the letter and I made butter, and I did everything I've got to do, and it's at this minute it's sat in the fridge. I kept a bit out in a little pot so I could have some for my breakfast on toast, and it was really nice. So I certainly enjoyed making butter, and I think what I'm going to do, I'll pop a little picture in here so you can see how my butter's turned out. I mean, it's not pretty looking because I don't have any butter paddles to sort of get a nice shape, but you know. If I was going to make this on a regular thing, I might sort of treat myself, but at the minute it's only probably going to be every now and again. But no, it certainly tastes nice, and there's nothing in there that shouldn't be in there, let's put it that way. So I think what I'm going to do now is get some little tubs and I'm going to slice it up and pop it in the freezer, because I don't like having a big pack of butter sat on the counter. I mean, this time of the year when it's a bit cooler in the kitchen, I don't mind that, but I'd rather have it in the freezer, because that's a bit of a treat, isn't it, making your own butter? Has anybody ever made butter? Be like, nice to hear if you have, or if you fancy giving it a try. Because, like I say, if you've got a mixer, it's dead easy to do. The mixer does all the work for you. You've just got to basically stop the mix every now and again and scrape the butter down so it all gets into the bottom and it all mixes up properly. And then at the end, when you've made your butter, you have to rinse it off in water and squeeze it, which is a bit strange really. But you need to get all the liquid out of it. I've forgotten what it's called now. And in the bottom of your mixing bowl, you've got buttermilk that's left. So I've got a cup of buttermilk sat in the fridge. So I want to find something to do with that either today or tomorrow. So if I do get to make anything, I will share that with you in next week's vlog. I need to look and see what I can make, because I know you can do muffins, because I've done muffins before with buttermilk, but that's bought buttermilk. So yes, it'll be interesting to see what I can do. So I'll catch you on in a bit. And I hope everybody's had a good week this week, and I hope you've managed to get some crafting done or something else that you like doing. The weather here today is just chucking it down with rain. It's absolutely chucking it down, and I woke up to that this morning. And I had planned today to go outside and get my garlic in the ground because I don't want to leave it any longer, because it's getting too late to plant it. So I've got 4 bulbs that I got a few weeks ago, and I separated them to get the cloves out, and I have planted them 4 to each tub. So I think I've got 6 tubs out there. So that's half of my garlic in the ground. And I've got another 2 bulbs to take apart to see how many cloves I'm going to get there. But when I'm going to get out in the garden again, I don't know, because I'm back in work tomorrow, and if this weather keeps up, there's no chance. So I've got to either make a decision to probably leave it till the weekend, till I'm at home. And I've got plenty of plant pots, big plant pots that I can put 4 cloves in. Maybe get Kevin to drill some drainage holes in for me and see if he'll top them up with some compost, and then I can get planting probably Saturday afternoon, no matter what the weather is. And then I can get some labels in there, and all being well, I'll have some garlic bulbs next year, which will be fantastic, because this is a pink garlic, so it's not quite as strong as other garlic. I must admit, that's all I could find, and I had to buy that from Amazon. I could not find garlic bulbs anywhere. We went to like the Range, B&Q, where else did we go? And anywhere that sells the bulbs, they've got plenty of flowers, and there was no onions as well in it. Either I missed it, or they didn't have any, or they all went straight away, because I couldn't get anything else. So I had to buy the garlic bulbs off Amazon, and they were a bit pricey really. But like I say, half of them are in the ground, so I'm hoping they all produce garlic. I'm looking forward to that next year. And I was trying to say thank you for joining me this week, and yeah, I will see you all again next week. So have a good week, everyone, and take care. Bye for now.